As night slowly descends, the world around you begins to quiet, and the sounds of the day fade into your breath. In that stillness, you are given a precious chance to return to yourself. The hours of the day may have passed in busyness, tension, or uncertainty, yet the evening is a sacred threshold. It is the bridge between what has passed and what has not yet arrived, the place where the soul is allowed to pause, to listen, and to let go. In the teachings of the Buddha, reflection is not merely a spiritual ritual, but a medicine for the restless heart. When we look back with mindfulness, we are not escaping life. We are learning to understand and love ourselves more deeply. The evening, therefore, is not simply a time for rest, but a quiet ceremony of healing. Let your breath slow, let the light soften, and allow your heart to open. Tonight, before the world falls completely silent, return to the still space within you, where peace has always been waiting. And so, tonight and every night after, tell yourself these 6 things. They are not just words, but guidance, keys that open the door to inner peace. Now, let us begin. 1. Today is complete. When the day comes to an end, tell yourself that today is complete. The words may seem simple, but they hold a profound reminder to accept that everything that needed to happen has already happened. Many people carry worry, regret, and unfinished thoughts into their sleep, and because of that, the mind cannot rest, and the night offers no peace. But when you acknowledge that this day is done, you give yourself the precious gift of release. In the Buddha's teaching, every evening is a small death, a closing circle that prepares for a new beginning. Just as the sun sets only to rise again, life itself is a cycle of arising and passing away. Nothing lasts forever, and it is this very impermanence that makes everything precious. You cannot redo today, but you can learn to thank it, whether it brought you joy, sorrow, or something incomplete. Imagine placing the entire day into a small box. Inside it are your conversations, your mistakes, your moments of beauty, and the things you did not finish. Then gently close the lid and place the box on the shelf of your mind. There is no need to open it again. No need to think further. What is done, and that is enough. When you dare to let go, the mind becomes light. When you stop clinging, peace naturally finds you. Tomorrow will arrive in its own time, and tonight your only task is to rest, like a river that pauses, so its waters can become clear again. Today is complete, and so are you. 2. I am grateful for the gifts of today. When you release what has passed, your heart begins to open and see the beauty that is still present. Gratitude is a healing medicine for the restless heart. It not only soothes the soul, but reminds us that life, even in its simplicity, is filled with countless gifts. In the Buddha's teaching, a grateful mind is a peaceful mind, for when we recognize our blessings, we stop chasing what we lack and begin to cherish what we already have. Take a few moments before sleep to look back on your day. It might be the laughter of someone you love, a warm meal, the last ray of sunlight touching your skin, or simply the gentle rhythm of your own breath. These small, quiet things are the true gifts of life. When we count our blessings, the mind naturally shifts from scarcity to abundance, from anxiety to serenity. Whisper a silent thank you for all that is ordinary yet miraculous. Thank this body for carrying you. Thank the earth for holding your every step. Thank the water for nourishing life. Thank the air for carrying each breath. And thank the difficulties too, for they teach patience, strength, and the art of cherishing joy when it arrives. Let every inhale be a blessing, and every exhale a word of gratitude. When gratitude blossoms, worries dissolve. In that warm breath of awareness, you realize you are alive, you are loved, and you are supported in every single moment. 3. I forgive myself and others. Forgiveness is the key that opens the door to peace. When anger still lingers in the heart, the mind becomes like someone holding a burning coal, intending to throw it at another, forgetting that it is their own hand being burned first. Anger and regret punish no one else. They only imprison us within the fire of our own suffering. Evening is the moment when you are allowed to let go, to take a deep breath and softly tell your heart, I forgive myself and I forgive others. Begin with yourself. Look back on your day and see that you did your best. Perhaps you spoke harshly. Perhaps you lost patience, yet you are still learning, still walking the path of mindfulness the Buddha taught. Forgiving yourself is not an excuse for your mistakes. It is an act of compassion, an embrace of understanding toward your own humanity. When you release self-judgment, the heart becomes light, and wisdom begins to grow in its place. Then extend that compassion outward to others, even to those who have caused you pain. They too are human, carrying their own fears and confusion. Forgiveness does not erase what happened, but it cleanses the heart of its poison. Whisper gently, I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace. Forgiveness may not come in a single night, but every time you speak these words, your heart softens a little more, and one day the fire of anger will fade, leaving only the soft light of compassion. In that moment, you will see that forgiveness was never a gift for others, but the greatest gift you could give to yourself. 4. I practiced as best as I could. After learning to let go and to forgive, the next step is to honor your own effort. At the end of a long day, pause and do not blame yourself. In the Buddha's teaching, the path of practice is not measured by perfection, but by sincerity in each small action. Every mindful breath, every moment of patience, every time you choose silence instead of anger, all of these are forms of practice. The Buddha never asked his disciples to be flawless. He only taught them to walk with awareness, and every mindful step forward is already progress. Think of a child learning to walk, falling again and again, yet each attempt carries a quiet faith within it. No one scolds that child, and no one expects perfection right away. Life is the same. Every stumble, every failure is part of the soul's unfolding. When you tell yourself, I practiced as best as I could, you are giving yourself understanding and respect. Each day is a seed planted in the soil of your being. Even if today you moved just one small step forward, that seed is still sprouting quietly beneath the surface. Do not rush to measure outcomes. Trust in the process, because within your patience and sincerity, wisdom and peace are already growing. 5. Everything changes, and that is okay. After we learn to accept ourselves and our efforts, the next lesson is to accept life itself. In the Buddha's teaching, impermanence is one of the deepest truths, the doorway to liberation. Everything in this world arises, exists for a while, and then fades away. No joy lasts forever, and no sorrow stays without end. Success transforms, and loss eventually releases its hold. When we cling, we suffer. When we allow life to flow, the heart becomes light. Life is like a river that never stands still. The water continues to move, time continues to pass, and we ourselves are changing with every breath. When you understand this, fear begins to dissolve, and you start to see the beauty in each fleeting moment. A flower blooms because it knows it will soon wither. A drop of dew sparkles because it exists for only a brief instant. It is the very impermanence of life that makes it precious. As you sit quietly at night, reflect on your day, as if watching clouds drift across the sky. There are white clouds of joy and grey clouds of sorrow, but in the vastness of the sky, all eventually fade away. You do not need to chase them, and you do not need to hold them. Let everything pass, for that is the nature of life. When you accept impermanence, you stop clinging, you stop fearing, and peace begins to bloom gently within your heart. 6. May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. When you have learned to let go, to be grateful, and to forgive, your heart begins to open wider. Now let that energy expand beyond yourself and send your love to all living beings. In the Buddhist teaching, compassion is the source of true happiness. When we cultivate loving kindness, we stop living only for ourselves and become part of the great flow of all existence. Each evening, before closing your day, softly whisper, "May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free." Begin with yourself. Send that blessing to your own body, your mind, and your breath. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be free. When you learn to love yourself, that love naturally radiates outward, like the light of a small lamp illuminating an entire room. Then extend this wish to those you love, your family, your friends, and those who have walked beside you through the day. Next, think of the people who have hurt you, for they too are seeking safety and happiness, just as you are. Imagine the earth wrapped in a gentle light of compassion. See that light spreading across mountains and rivers, touching every creature, every leaf, every breath. As you close your eyes within that energy, you are not just sleeping for yourself, but resting for the world. Loving kindness is the armor of the heart, protecting you from fear, anger, and loneliness. It brings calm to your sleep, kindness to your dreams, and clarity to your morning. Before you drift into rest, let this final wish become the last breath of your day. May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. When the night grows still and your breath becomes lighter, remember that these 6 reminders are not merely words. They are 6 seeds planted each evening, quietly taking root in the soil of your consciousness. Each time you repeat them, they grow stronger, sinking deeper into the heart, becoming habits of peace, gratitude, and clear awareness. Each reminder is a step back home, a gentle step that helps you stop chasing the past, stop fearing the future, and return to the only moment that truly exists, the present one. With daily practice, your heart becomes lighter, calmer, and life begins to reflect that inner stillness back to you. Before you sleep, whisper softly to yourself, "I have done enough. I am enough." Let every burden fall away, allowing your body to rest in gentle acceptance. Then take one slow, deep breath in and exhale softly, whispering the final prayer of the day. May all beings be safe, peaceful, and free. In that sacred moment, you are no longer a single being in a vast world. You become part of the shared breath of existence, one with life itself, one with all that is at peace.